baseball, they don't have slumps. They can have a bad quarter, but guys like Luka are always going to get theirs. The late Kobe, Wilt, Jerry West, it doesn't matter. Stars get theirs. Great coaching is taking a B- player and making him a B+ player. Taking a C+ player and making him a B player. You're not going to turn Bronny James into LeBron James. You're not going to jump a grade and a half, but that's what J.J. Redick did, and he's doing this year. Rui Hachimura is a good B player. He's playing like an A player. He's shooting 60% from the field. He's shooting 47% from three. That's an A player. Career high in scoring. Now, it's early in the NBA season where even the Chicago Bulls are winning, right? Like, nobody's playing defense now. But the two biggest plays in last night's game could have been Rui. Took a big charge, hit a big three. That is what J.J. Redick is doing. So last night, you didn't have LeBron. You didn't have Austin Reeves. A couple nights ago, you didn't have Luka. So it's mix and match. But he's doing a great job, especially on offense, to squeeze the juice out of his mid-level players. Like, for instance, DeAndre Ayton, who they got for free. Basically, Portland's paying his salary. DeAndre Ayton's hot and cold. He's played very well. The best he's played. The Lakers lead the NBA in field goal percentage. They're 5-0 in close games. Yet Luka's one of the top 2 to 3 players in the world, and skinny jeans Luka is unstoppable. Rebounds, assists, points, putbacks. He's going to get his. Kobe always got his. But can you take those B guys? Go back to Phil Jackson. What he got out of a Rick Fox or a Derek Fisher. That's the key to this stuff. What do you get out of your number 4 starter? I mean, just last week, Austin Reeves looked like Luka. And I think that's what I watch with J.J. Redick. That in basketball, the top 10 global stars are just going to always get theirs. Can you squeeze stuff out of the B- guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's beyond just that, because it's how to get those B-, B+ guys to work well with the Lukas, with the Brons, with the Steph Currys, right? Like, that's what it gets boiled down to more than anything. I mean, I think the question is kind of absurd. Are Lakers serious title contenders? Of course they are. Like, what are we talking about? I mean, just with Luka, this roster is good enough. And now you add LeBron, but that's the big question. When you add LeBron to this team, how do they all play with each other? Now, to be clear, we always have people on TV, in the media always talk about, like, how are these guys going to work together? I don't know. Is it going to work? There's only one ball. And I always push back on that, because I'm always like, these guys are literal pros. Of course, they'll be able to make it work, right? People question, will Luka and LeBron work together? And it's like, they will. So it's not a matter of will those stars work together, but how does Rui, how does AR, how do any of these other pieces, DeAndre Ayton, et cetera, how do they all fit together? I'm not saying that they're not going to be able to, but that is its own process to figure out. It's its own process. I always loved the DeAndre Ayton pickup because, we don't talk about this as much. We talk about this more in football, especially with quarterbacks now recently, with all the Daniel Jones, Sam Darnolds, Baker Mayfields getting kind of these new leases on their NFL careers, on their quarterback careers when they go to a new team, new coaching staff, et cetera, et cetera. And DeAndre Ayton was like, his stock was just going up, and then kind of found himself in places he wasn't necessarily wanted, disconnected from the team, disconnected from the coaching staff, and you get him for pretty much nothing relative to what he could have been, getting over the course of his career. And I always loved that pickup, honestly. I always thought that had the potential to be just a home run. But I mean, you're getting 22 points from him, 10 rebounds. It's gonna help you out big time. We could Rui, obviously, 15 points, really high percentage, 5 for 9. But again, to me, this real big pickup was DeAndre Ayton, more than anything else. honestly, more than anything else. Getting great production out of Marcus Smart, obviously Luka, and so that's what I'm looking at more than anything. But it's just so interesting to me to try to ask the question. We have to decipher: are they serious title contenders? If they're not, then who is? Outside of OKC, because we know they just won, but like when you're looking at the NBA as a whole right now, or just the West, I mean, what team really do you really look at and say there's just no way the Lakers can't beat in a 7-game series? There's no way the Lakers can't beat them. That doesn't exist right now, especially this early on in the season. Especially so, then you just find yourself kind of nitpicking, where you're just kind of like, well, what is Luka, LeBron, Reeves, Marcus Smart, Rui, Ayton, like how do those guys fit into role? Because right now those guys are playing more forward-facing roles. You could just see by their minutes alone. They've all been elevated in terms of, you know, first option, second option, third option, fourth option. That when you are playing with everyone else, that changes significantly. And it is going to be a lot easier for an Ayton or a Rui or a Marcus Smart to be able to play their best brand of football, their best brand of basketball, when they can just be themselves. You can't just be yourselves when you're fitting into a team, when you now have to incorporate AR and LeBron. It's just different. It's a different style of play. It's why these superstars oftentimes struggle taking more of a backseat and a secondary role. It's not an ego thing. Sometimes it's an ego thing. Other times it's just like they just don't know how to fit into that style of play because they've never had to. And so that is why, you know, so often we can see some of these other players, these second or third options, rise to the occasion and step up big when the number one option is gone, because they're like, I get to play so much more free now. I don't have to really play within a system. I am the system, as James Harden said. So it's just, that's how you have to see how all these pieces fit together. And if you can continue to maximize those other B and C players, as Colin is putting it, once you have everyone together, that is the biggest question to me. Not, well, how will AR and LeBron and Luka and whatnot, how will they fit together? They're the pros that you got all the faith and trust in them. Obviously, mainly Luka and LeBron, a little bit less so with AR. But to me, it's you know, when you actually have this team complete and you're playing your best brand of basketball, where does Marcus Smart fit in? Where does DeAndre Ayton fit in? Where does Rui Hachimura fit in? Like where how do those guys settle into their roles where they can still maximize, where they can still elevate, you know, again, to use Colin's language, go from C to B or B to B plus or A minus? How do they continue to do that when their role is more limited and actually more defined and narrow? It's a lot harder than it looks. It's a lot harder than it looks. Steve Kerr has talked about that before. You know, it's a lot harder to get into a rhythm shooting when you're not the one that gets to shoot 20 or so shots. You step in there and you maybe only get 3 or 4 or 5 shots a game, and you got to make them count. If you're coming off the bench, you got to make it count, and it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder because you're not shooting with the idea of knowing I'm going to get another 15 or so shots to kind of get into this rhythm. It's a different skill set. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Lakers being serious title contenders? Yes, we're going to ask that question. Are they serious title contenders? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.